Okay, white guilt.
Let's talk about it. So, we got to talk about the comments that came after we did the just Melissa June Racism Woman show.
Yes.
Because that was hilarious to me. So, what was the first comment that you saw?
The first one that I saw right away was like, they're disgusting.
I love that. I love that. I feel like we're famous now, like, on Jimmy Kimmel, where you read those mean tweets. I love that. Because this one person put, she's just, what did she say? She said, she's just like the other one in blackface. That's what
right! I thought that's right!
So, like, they're the same woman, just one is in blackface. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, yes, this is like mean tweets. We're celebrities.
The bummer part, though, for me was that, the only ones commenting were, like, probably white guys, who barely watched it. If they'd watched it, maybe they would have learned something.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but how do you know until you watch it?
Yeah.
But I really wanted more women of different races and cultures and traditions to kind of, comment and or have questions or whatever. So that was, I did laugh. Like
that was hilarious. Like, did they think that was going to be insulting? I just thought, I was like, yes, I'm a celebrity. This is mean tweets. I love that.
I don't know. But
and it's a compliment. You think that's an insult by saying we're the same person?
Yeah.
We are like-minded individuals. Yes, we have a lot in common. I'm flattered that you said that I'm like Melissa in blackface. Cheers. Clink.
Cheers on my
Let's
clink.
talk about it.
Let's talk about it. I love it. But I think this brings up. This is why I think more women don't speak up. Yeah. Don't talk. Yeah. And that's why I think more people are trying to come, like more men, probably white men, maybe not always, but trying to come and push us down.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's what is their goal? To say that we're disgusting? Does it make them feel better about themselves?
Exactly.
I don't know. But it's not going to stop us from talking. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I saw a sign. It was a meme, but a person was holding up a sign saying they're trying to make us hate each other. It was a white man who had like tattoos, a beard, he was just big, beautiful white man. Yeah. And he said they're trying to make us hate each other. Don't let them. And I love that. Because it was this thing of, you could tell he wasn't someone who was, like against anything. He was just like, let's just all love each other. You know what I mean? And there is like this little underlying thing, and that might be why the person said they're disgusting. Because we have love and we have peace, and because we're intelligent and because we're having, thoughtful conversations, that's what makes us disgusting. It is disgusting to someone who wants us to be at war, who wants us to be against each other. People love to pit women against each other. Yeah, that's
We're
not going to let them do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not doing it.
But it's so... But I think what would have been maybe interesting is, you can't do anything or do that much online, but like if that same person came in person and sat with us, I think there's the rare person that we would end up hating, right? Because we could all have a conversation.
Oh no, we wouldn't hate them. They may still hate us. But
no.
But how can you not love us? How can you not love Melissa and June? Hello.
I know.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You got to get to know people in order to love them.
Yeah, exactly. But how do you get to know people unless you have conversations rather than insults? Like if you have a question about what we're saying, like bring it on. That's the thing. And maybe people get offended because sometimes it feels like when we're saying white men, which I obviously just said several times, it may feel like I'm putting all white men down. Like I have a white husband, I adore him.
Exactly.
And my father I adored, and my brother, and many, many white men are amazing.
Right.
So.
And I think the problem is when we just say white men, we gotta say some white men. We gotta say some black people, some white people, some white women, some black women.
Bad.
And not bad. It's just we have to because I do the same thing. We all do it.
Yep.
We all do it. Oh, black people like this. No, some black, because no one can answer for everybody. Yeah. It's just impossible. So if we say some, then we can kind of get away with it.
Yeah. Okay. So if I've offended you because of that, I apologize. Of course, you might be in that white man thing if you're saying we're disgusting.
You are.
Just saying.
You actually are. Get to know us first. Watch the whole video, not just the first 5 seconds.
Yeah. There we go.
How do stereotypical ideas of womanhood change based on race?
Okay, so I think, let's talk about, like, so what are some stereotypes about black women, would you say, that you hear?
There are stereotypes that black women are loud. There are stereotypes that black women are gregarious, boisterous, that they have attitude, that they are sassy, which is a word that a lot of black women hate. Me, I don't mind it so much. I am sassy, but but a lot of black women are just like, oh, that's like an expletive almost. That they are strong black women, angry black women. They're angry. Those are some of the stereotypes that come to mind. What are some stereotypes about white women?
Okay, let's see. Not very smart, entitled. Drink Starbucks. Just,
I drink Starbucks. Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
So do a lot of men. Let me see what else. Are like arm candy. Trying to think of other stereotypes that I've heard.
Well, let's go back to black women. Over sexualized or like fetishized.
Yeah.
What's the word?
Sure, fetishized.
I'm making it up. Fetishized.
I like it.
Just like this whole fetish about the black woman's body and she's sexual and all that kind of stuff. Those are some of the things that have been harmful for black women. And again, I always say everything starts with slavery, but it's this thing of that's the kind of woman you'll have sex with, but that's not the kind of woman you would marry. That's one of the bad stereotypes about that.
And I think, don't you think there is, I don't know, you tell me, but like, if a white woman looks like this, they're pretty. If a black woman looks like this, they're pretty. But, I was watching, there's a really good show, I don't know, I like it. It's a little soap opera, but it's called All American. It's about this, it's based on a true story about this black kid in a sort of a bad, like a rougher school in like Compton maybe. Yeah. And he gets moved to like Beverly Hills High, whatever. Anyways, but they talk about, he jokes about, it's really hilarious because it's I'll tell you. But okay, so he jokes about coming to Beverly Hills and like all the white women are skinny, right? Like that's the joke, that's the stereotype. Right. But because it's Hollywood and Hollywood made this movie, his black mom is super skinny.
Right.
All the black girls, and there's a lot, it's more black people than white people, but all the black women are super skinny because it's still Hollywood. It's still Hollywood. So I was like, you can't make that joke.
It doesn't work.
When you're making everybody a little white.
Yeah, the black women should have been a little more plump if you're going to make that joke, to make it work. Yes. Make that joke work. Yeah.
But I just thought that was interesting. Because it's a thing, but also Hollywood tries to change that thing. Yeah. To make, I don't know, to make women attractive for a certain type of men. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. There's a show that everybody else was watching it years ago. I just started watching it in the past 6 months or so. Suits. And I love that show. And of course, I didn't watch it. I didn't even know who Meghan Markle was when she was dating Harry because I'd never seen Suits before.
I'd seen Suits before that.
Yeah, so I never even knew who she was. So anyway, my husband and I started watching it. And we were like, oh, this is what we've been missing. Anyway, the long story short, if you watch it, Harvey is the main guy. Yeah. I love Harvey.
Oh
so
my
Harvey
God.
was hiring a new secretary because Donna was promoted and doing something else. So it was this whole thing of all these gorgeous women were coming in for the part of being the secretary. Gorgeous white women. Let me qualify that. Right. And the person he ended up hiring was, to me, she's beautiful black woman who is I can't think of her name. I can't think of the actor's name, but she's full figured, dark skinned, black woman. Yeah. And he hired her because he wanted to make sure no one would ever think that he's gonna have an affair with her. No one would ever think that there's, and he himself would not be tempted to sleep with her. You know what I mean? It's like this idea that a big black woman, like a Hattie McDaniels type woman, is not sexual. You see what I'm saying? So that goes back to the other thing. There's a thing of over-sexualizing black women, but if it's an older, big, buxom black woman who's like, come on now, child, you ain't gonna do this. You know what I mean? It's like the mammy syndrome. So they want to hire someone like that to make sure there's no chance of any sex happening at all. I just thought that was interesting. Going back to what you were saying about the skinny girls and the skinny white girls, and also there were skinny black girls on that show. But then there's this other thing, the mammy syndrome. To be honest, for many, many years, people said that Oprah became as popular as she did because she was full-figured and she was like the mammy. She was like the nation's, America's mammy. You see what I'm saying? Women, white women, black women, all kinds of people looked up to her because she was the mammy. You understand? She was our mammy. We felt comfortable with her. If she had been skinny all along, she wouldn't have become the billionaire that she is now.
Do you think that's true?
I do think that's true. She definitely was the mammy. There was like a trust thing that we had with a woman who looked like her, the way she used to look. Now on Ozempic, honey, she's skinny like you. But but before, when she was having her show and when people were trusting her and like people were flocking to her and people couldn't miss Oprah at 4:00, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was our mammy.
So let me ask you this: if she had been a white woman. Because Rosie O'Donnell got pretty popular. Again, Rosie's a little more buxom and, you know.
Yeah, so but not the same kind of energy.
No.
Because Rosie was a comedian kind of too, and also she was gay. You know, I'm just going to be real. Those are the things that Rosie could never be Oprah.
No, I didn't think, but she did get super popular. Because what I was originally going to say was, what if Oprah was a skinny white woman? Would she'd also be Ellen? Oh. Duh. But again, gay and not sexualized in that way. Right? So we haven't yet had a really popular sort of sexy woman.
Oprah. Because there really can't be a sexy, skinny Oprah. Even Oprah can't be Oprah anymore. Because I'm telling you, something about her being this big, buxom black woman, but also who spoke well, very eloquent and elegant and so forth. You know, she just was the full package. But men didn't look at her like, oh, I want to have sex with her. They were looking at her like, oh, she's actually saying something interesting. You know what I mean?
And women were not ever jealous or felt
never
threatened.
Jealous of her or threatened. Yes, and that's why it was important that she was the way she was.
Right.
She was.
And you're not going to be threatened by Rosie. You're not being threatened by Ellen.
No.
Interesting.
No.
Oh my gosh, I'm learning so much, June.
Yeah.
It's so okay. So here's my lead-up question then: why do we get? And I know that I do. Why do we get so threatened by other beautiful women?
Because we've been taught. We've been taught that woman is going to somehow steal your husband, or that woman is going to steal your boyfriend, or that woman is going to take your job, or take whatever. You know what I mean? That is just like a rich man. Yeah. A gorgeous woman and a rich man have the same kind of thing. When they walk into the room, everyone knows that's the person with the power. You know what I mean? Everyone turns to look. What I would love, and I have done this myself, and I thank God that I have gotten to the place where I'm more confident and comfortable within my own skin. I love it when a beautiful woman walks in. I'm like, oh wow, you are fabulous. You look fantastic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have no problem doing that. Yeah. When I was younger and insecure or whatever, I'd be like sinking in my seat and just angry and just whatever.
Yeah.
But now I'm old, and I think that comes with age too.
Yeah.
But it also comes with us teaching our little girls from a young age. Don't be jealous of anybody else. Teaching our young kids that you are beautiful. You are gorgeous. And there's not a matter of anyone being better looking than you. Yeah. They're just different from you.
But don't you think in some ways, though, it's way worse now because you have social media?
Well, social media is so fake. Everything is like with that filter now. So nobody looks like that anymore.
Even looks like
Nobody looks like themselves anymore at all. Everything is filtered.
But I do feel like talking, because I work with teens a lot, like they are constantly comparing themselves. Like, you know, much worse. Like we had TV, we had magazines, but we didn't have scrolling through thousands of
That's
people.
why it's even more important for us to teach our girls.
Yeah.
do not compare yourself to anyone else. You are gorgeous. You look different from that person. Not better, not worse, not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just different. If we don't instill that in our girls,
Yeah.
we're going to have big, big problems. That's why we have girls who are paying all this money to put fake butts in their behind and, Brazilian butt lift thing or whatever.
Yes.
Have you heard that thing sometimes can collapse on you? And you have
They
to go
are
to the doctor. You could die. If
Yeah,
that
I
thing collapses on you.
think it's like one of the most dangerous plastic surgeries. I don't know. It
And
seems
people
like
are
it wouldn't be
doing
that dangerous because it's in your butt, but it's supposed to be.
Because I guess you sit on a tack or something, I don't know. But somehow it collapses.
Oh.
It's been collapsing on women, and they are like dying almost. Yeah.
Wow.
And same thing with the fake boobs. Going through whatever. Sometimes there can be some kind of problem with the surgery or whatever. You're willing to die over having big boobs? You're willing to die over having a big butt?
Yeah.
But that's because we've been brainwashed to think that is beauty.
Yeah.
I love when they show the pictures of how the Kardashians, the younger Kardashians, looked before and after. They look like totally different people.
I know. It's money. Money. To
Wow.
buy you a whole different whatever. But how awful, I think, too, though, like, if your whole life is about this,
Mm-hmm.
like, you're gonna get old no matter what. And,
Mm-hmm.
and you see, like, the people that can try and keep this when they're in their 60s, 70s, but
And
they
the plastic
look so
surgery
weird.
looks terrible.
So weird.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyway,
The plastic surgery.
we've got
looks
some
crazy.
work to do.
Yeah. We've got to educate young girls and young boys, because boys do it too. Boys
Oh.
compare themselves with other
Yeah.
guys, and it's not
Yeah.
just young girls. But we gotta let them know you are beautiful.
Maybe if they love themselves, they wouldn't call other people disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Let's cheers to that.
Cheers. Yeah, the question is, like, how do you think dating differs for white women, black women?
Okay.